Hey, Jim Bob, thanks for the time. Talking to Shane, he was adamant that there are not really physical limitations to Phillips' game when it comes to pushing the ball down the field. It's just that was the game plan for the Seahawks. So, what gives you all confidence that you can push it down the field a bit more than what we saw, if that is necessary against the 49ers?
Yeah, every week, sort of comes with a different plan of attack to win each game. I thought our guys battled like crazy in that Seattle game versus a really, really good opponent. Philip really has done some nice things in practice, in the workouts, and all the stuff that we see behind the scenes. It gives us a lot of confidence that as we're putting together game plans, we have various tools at our disposal to go try to win these games. Right, we're playing a bunch of good teams, and uh, you know all those tools can help. So we're obviously practicing, we're meeting, we're doing all that stuff, and have all the confidence in the world.
Joel.
A lot of tough yards for JT on Sunday. How tough is it when the defense kind of knows you probably want to run the ball?
Yeah, and it was a really good run defense. Those guys have had a really good year of defending the run, making things tough on offenses. Um, in any aspect of offensive football, when the defense doesn't exactly know where you're heading with your strategy, with your plan, it helps things out a little bit. But like I said, we put together a plan to try to win the game and try to put ourselves in a position to win the game at the end. And shoot, that was the best plan for the week. That was the strategy. I think that gave us the best chance to win that game in Seattle. Our guys battled like crazy. Uh, you know, running the ball. We're a good running offense. That's a good running defense. And shoot, we were going sort of neck and neck with them. But shoot, I think that was best strategy to use to go try to win that ball game. And like I said, we didn't do quite enough to get over the hump to get that win. But proud of the way our guys battled. Proud of the effort they put in, and all that.
Stephen.
Excuse me, Jim Bob. What was it like working with Philip, given his familiarity and his ability to kind of like talk about the offense and understand it at a high level? Just how did that kind of change, I guess, for the better, your game planning last week,
Yeah,
or was it different? I guess.
super interesting week last week. To be able to converse with Philip Rivers about this offense, who goes, obviously so far back with Shane, and has had such an integral role in how the offense was shaped, even from the early years. It was really fun to talk about different concepts with him and different ways to attack a defense, different things he saw, and how we could sort of build that into the weekly game plan as we got going with our weekly planning. Now there's a word here or there that's changed. There's a nuance of the offense here or there that's changed. That's going to happen in the NFL, as we know, as you know, as he knows. But real fun to be able to talk ball with him and see how he sees things, and try to ultimately build the plan as best we could to hit the ground running with that unique week we had last week. Kind of where he got going as the week was going. So, yeah, real fun to talk ball with him. He goes way back. Sometimes him and Shane are referencing old games, and they'll be like, the first play of the second half of so and so year versus so and so team, and they're right on it. Like, you can pull up the tape, and there it is. So it's I think he's having fun. He's having fun talking about those things, and we're having fun listening. So we'll have another good week, trying to put a good plan together, beat a good team, compete against a good team, and it'll be fun.
One quick follow up. You kind of hit on this. I think James asked a similar question, but you do need explosives in this league to win. He's done it before, but I mean, like, do you think they're there for you? Can you guys manufacture some of those? Do you think?
Yeah, I think each week is going to look different with the outcome of this thing. I think certain defenses really try to limit explosives. You can still score points on those defenses, moving the ball consistently. So I think there's ways to attack all these defenses, and shoot, making a big old chunk of yards is always going to help. Sometimes that's throwing it way down the field. Sometimes that's a underneath or an intermediate pass where you catch and run versus just the right defense, or maybe quarterback gets you into the right check and you attack the heck out of a defense that you've been waiting to attack all day. And sometimes you pop runs, right? There's a lot of ways to do it. Explosives are very valuable in this league, but you can score points moving the ball really consistently as well. There's a few ways to do that. So we'll make sure we have a great plan in place, try to score as many points as we can against these 49ers coming up here this week and give our team the best chance to win.
Kevin.
Jim Bob, you've been pretty healthy at tackle this year, but obviously Jalen and Luke called upon. What do you think of them?
Yeah, those guys battled, man. Those guys, Jalen's a young player, and shoot, Luke's a pretty young player as well. He's been around a little bit longer than Jalen, but for their first real deal, game action or maybe extended game action for Jalen, I thought those guys held up pretty well, battled pretty well. We got some coaching points to coach them on, which is what we need to do with everybody as a coaching staff. But really proud of those guys, sort of answering the bell when their number was called. And, you never know what to expect. I don't want to get into rankings here, but that Seattle road environment's about as loud and hostile as you're going to get with the crowd noise and some of the cadence things you have to do and some of the silent count things you have to do. Those tackles get really stressed against good edge rushers, and Seattle has some of those. So proud of the way they battled. I think they'll get better as they get reps and as the year goes. When those opportunities show up, I bet they answer the bell again and find a way to play good football. So we're really encouraged by how those guys played and how they prepared to play. Whether or not they were planning on playing a lot or not planning on playing a lot, those guys were very, very prepared, ready to go when their number was called. And like I said, proud of the way they executed out there.
And then one more, when it comes to practice reps for your backup QB, do you like that guy facing your first team defense? Do you like him in more that scout role where he gets to see starting level defenders for the backup, or how do you kind of handle that in a normal week?
I think that is the normal sort of traditional way it's done these days in the NFL. The number of reps you get on offense and the number of reps you get on defense is probably lesser than it was 15, 20 years ago. There's a lot of sports science in that. There's a lot of details above my head on that sometimes. But, the number of reps, we have to make sure we're really, really sharp about how we use our reps. A lot of times in this league, if you're the starting quarterback, most of those guys get every single rep with the one offense. And now the number 2 and the number 3 quarterbacks, however many you end up having, each roster has a different number. They are working those scout team reps. There's ways to build in sort of developmental opportunities for those guys as well. But yeah, those are really valuable reps. Those are reps. Those are practice reps. You might be sometimes staring at a card, and it's a concept well. It's a concept we run in our offense quite a bit. And now you're going and getting a practice rep of that thing. Let's go execute this pass play versus this sort of starting level NFL defense and see if I can't find a completion out there. Every rep's a little bit different on those scout cards, but sometimes that does happen, and those are really, really, really valuable.
We'll go with Nathan, and then Kent will be our last question.
Bob, I know you've kind of spoken through a little bit about the plan of attack and the last week's game plan, just with the the limitations and everything that you guys were going through, bringing in a new quarterback and dealing with what Philip could do physically coming into last week. Was there anything that, as you have reviewed the tape, that could have been a little bit different or gone a little bit better from a big picture standpoint as you have reflected on how last Sunday's game went?
Yeah, I mean, we're always reflecting on the game we just played in an effort to try to do it better the next time. Whether you win or you lose, you look back over the game and you find a first down you coulda, shoulda, woulda gotten, or some sort of conversion of some sort, some sort of pass play or run play that could have been better, and how those things can be better the next time. So yeah, honestly, we do that every single week. We're looking back over the previous game. We're trying to evaluate sort of where we're at, what we could have done better, how we can do it better in the future to give us a better chance moving forward. That's what we do every week. And obviously last week was really unique for us. So great opportunity to look back at that tape and sort of make those notes and have those plans moving forward. Not going to necessarily share those with you or the 49ers. But we're working to give our guys the best chance to win each week. Last week, the guys battled like crazy. We came up just a little bit short, but energy and effort's good. We're going to have a really good, fun week of practice, fun week of work. Excited to kind of face off against these 49ers showing up on Monday.
Kent, last question.
One of the ways, better than me, the way that Philip is really unique is that he is loud, he's demonstrative, he's always talking on the sidelines. I'm sure he's that way in meetings, and just 24/7, that's what you get with him. Does that present what kind of a change how did that change kind of manifest itself with you guys? Is it good? Is it bad? Would you like him to be quieter? Is noise great? How do you look at it?
No, we love the communication, man. Those quarterbacks, every quarterback out there, young or old, they have thoughts on plays. They have thoughts on defenses. They have thoughts on what's going on the field. And Philip, obviously, he's seen a ton. He's seen so much, right? The more he communicates, the better, whether it's with us as a coaching staff, with his teammates, just with anybody, right? He was out there, barking at the sideline, barking across the field. He's having a good time. The more he communicates, the better. We're excited to hear what he's got to say, what he thinks about concepts. And, this week, we'll speak about the 49ers defense and how we can move the ball and score some points and ultimately get our team a win. He's communicative and demonstrative about that, which is a really good thing for any quarterback, but especially a veteran quarterback. Those guys have seen and know so much. It's a really valuable viewpoint, and we've enjoyed getting a week's worth of it and looking forward to a little bit more moving forward.
Thanks, Jim Bob.
All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good Wednesday this time. Have a good Wednesday.